All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jesse A podcast. I am my good buddy Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder. What's up, man?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me today, Jesse. I really appreciate it, man.
Dude, thank you for being on the show. I fucking appreciate having you, man. You guys are one of my favorite death metal bands, and I listen to a lot of fucking metal, so
Awesome,
I,
dude. I'm
I,
super flattered, man. Thank you.
I think it's really cool what you guys have been doing. And I mean, you guys have been so consistent and so good with every album you put out for like, I don't know how long it's been, almost 20 years now or something.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's we've been putting out albums for about 17 years now, but we've been together for 20. We just
Uh,
crossed that 20-year line recently, so
wow.
pretty exciting. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. But I
Yeah.
really appreciate the kind words, man. We try to be a consistent band. That's something that we pride ourselves on, and we've definitely been a prolific band. We've put out a lot of records and stuff,
For
but
sure. For sure. And I
Got to
mean,
got to keep the fans happy, man. Got to keep them, give them something to be excited about every once in a while.
of
That's how I
course.
how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to do it. I think a lot of bands kind of like don't necessarily have that like drive to keep putting stuff out that often. And I think that's something you guys have stayed up on and done really well. And it's really cool. Well, like I was just thinking the first time I ever heard you guys, I forget how I even found it, but like I think I was watching MTV actually,
Awesome.
and I think the first video you guys did off of Unhallowed came on, and I
Oh,
just and I remember just like watching it and going like, "Fuck, dude, this is fucking heavy for MTV. This is
that's cool,
fucking
man.
good."
That did a lot for us actually. Those early videos, we had one for Contagion and we had one for Funeral Thirst,
Yeah.
both from Unhallowed, and the videos themselves were very lo-fi and kind of like corny looking, but they did get a lot of mileage, and Headbangers Ball was very kind to us, and we
Exactly. I think it was Headbangers Ball. I mean, that fucking dates me right there, but I was
right, but
still watching
that was
Headbangers Ball.
the second iteration of it though, when Jamie Josta was hosting and stuff, and
Oh
it was
yeah,
like the modernized version. It
it
was still
wasn't
cool.
it wasn't Ricky Rackman.
Nah, nah. It
That
was
was
still cool though. I used to
yeah.
watch the old one as a kid, man, and I definitely saw some of my earliest tastes of metal like through Headbangers Ball, so it was cool. It's definitely cool
Yeah, yeah, me
kind
too.
of come full circle on there, and
Yeah,
that was
well,
early on in the band, and that definitely helped ramp up some momentum for
I
us.
bet, I bet. Well, let me ask you about that, like your childhood and your early influences. Like, how did you first get into metal? Like, I know for me, I had a buddy in junior high that like played me Iron Maiden Live After Death, and that was
Nice.
that, and I did Justice by
Awesome. Those are
Metallica were like the first,
great starting points, man.
yeah,
Great
real
starting
metal
points.
that I heard. And then after that, I got like into Sabbath and Judas and all that.
Hmm.
And then when I got older, actually, I don't know if you know the band The Stratosphere from
I
Sandwich.
do actually. Yeah, very
Well,
cool,
their
man.
drummer, Dave Murray, he's the guy that got me into like death metal and black metal in my early 20s. So
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
owe Dave a lot for my taste. So how did
Cool.
you start out with metal?
For me, it was around 1991. The Black album came out, and
Like,
I
sure.
was like 9 years old,
Uh-huh.
and that was omnipresent. It was everywhere. They had all those different singles out, and I thought it was really cool. But it wasn't quite till I heard Megadeth that I straight up went, "Yo, I'm a metalhead, and this is
Which
my."
album?
It was Countdown to Extinction right when it came out. It
Oh,
was the
shit.
first day of sixth grade, and I heard Symphony of Destruction. I had a shitty ass day at
Yeah.
school. I hated school. I came home. I turned TV on. I saw Symphony of Destruction, and just boom, like that was it. I was
Yeah.
like, all of a sudden, I was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to like find those other weird people at school, the metal guys. I think maybe
Yeah,
I'm a metal guy, and like that was the
exactly.
turning point. It really like blew the doors open for me. And so, it started with the big four, and plus Sepultura and
Sure.
Pantera. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like that
yeah.
was like a big thing around 92, 93. Like that whole that was a big turning point. And then
Yeah,
death metal I was a bit scared of at first
I hear
actually.
ya. I hear ya.
I had to dip my toe a couple times before it actually like made sense, you
Yeah.
know. And but that was around it was the summer of 8th grade when I got my first death metal records, and that must have been 95.
Uh-huh.
First death metal album I got was Suffocation, Pierce from Within.
Oh, that's a good
And
one.
yeah, that was it was a really high bar to beat, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
to
no
start with
shit.
that album, and it's still my favorite,
Wow. Yeah, I
but
can see that.
it's definitely so like artful. But at the time, it scared the shit out of me. I was still a little bit on the fence about religion and like
Right.
atheism and stuff, and I didn't really know where I stood.
Sure,
And I
sure.
thought, maybe this metal shit is my guaranteed like ticket to hell.
I'm definitely gonna go to hell. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I might as well have fun, I guess, is what I thought about it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
but anyway, it's just kind of like it helped me meet the people in my life that like I don't know, they're still my friends, and like metal has become my whole. I don't know, it's my favorite thing. Still keeps me going, drives me
yeah.
a lot of what I do, and
No, I hear that. I definitely found that a lot of metal people are like some of the coolest, most down to earth, mellowest people out there, and it's kind of funny because everybody that isn't into metal, they think that we're all a bunch of devil worshipping
right,
psychos. Uh,
yeah,
and of course we are. No, I'm kidding. But but it's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I remember for me there were like some big moments when I heard certain songs or certain albums for the first time where it just kind of like really hit me hard, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize music could be this heavy. Like
yeah,
the
man, you hit
first
a
time I heard
revelation, man.
Iron Maiden, the first time I heard the first song on Great Summer by Pantera, I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? That is so gnarly. And that
yeah,
was
that's
before
pretty
I even
savage.
heard like death metal. Because I was really into the Big Four too. I got really into Pantera, especially in the 90s when I was doing the high school and college. And I fucking loved Pantera so much at the time. And yeah, just those first four albums, well, from like Cowboys from Hell on, So
Yeah,
good.
killer, dude.
Yeah,
I even like power metal a little bit. Like I didn't as a kid necessarily.
yeah,
Now that
exactly.
I'm expanded my horizons, I
Now
like
that
a
I
lot.
listen to more stuff, yeah.
Right,
That
yeah.
album is okay. It's funny, but it's
It
good.
does have some funny moments for sure. It's definitely
It's a little
charming at the very
spinal tap at times, but
yeah,
it's still
yeah.
good.
Yeah, definitely.
But Phil, I mean, is still can fucking belt it out
Oh,
on
dude,
that.
that's when he was doing the real serious, like Rob Halford, like worship kind of stuff, and definitely some cool ass high vocals on there.
Yeah, for sure. And then when I got into like death metal and black metal, the bands I got into the most was Death. Definitely Death, and then Give You and Opeth.
Nice.
And Opeth is probably my favorite. I don't know. They're one of my very favorite bands, for sure.
Yeah, they're up there for me too, man. I really like Blackwater Park to me is it, man. That record
Yeah,
is
I mean that
awesome.
album's amazing. How do you like their newer project stuff? Do you
It's
like that?
cool, like I at first I was a little bit like trepidatious about the change, but
Uh-huh.
it's cool, dude. It's cool. I don't hold any grudge against them. They're doing what they want to do, and
And they do it well.
yeah, I feel like they're in their own lane now. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
nobody's doing what they're doing, and that's an amazing feat these days to be like original. So it's very cool.
Definitely. Not that many bands have that distinct of a sound, I would say.
Hmm.
Did you ever get into like other 70s prog bands like Yes or Genesis or any of that shit?
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I like Yes a lot. The 80s, one of the 80s Yes records, 90125.
Oh,
Like,
I love that album. That
me
album was
too.
so good,
That
dude.
might be my favorite record ever of any record, metal included or anything. And
Really?
that definitely led me, along with a few other records that were guitar driven, like towards liking metal and stuff
That's
as a
so
kid.
funny that
My
you say
dad
that.
played the
I've been
hell out of
listening to
that
that
album.
album a lot lately.
That's
Eh,
cool. I always do, man. I love that shit.
Yeah,
It's
Trevor,
very dated sounding, in a
Trevor
cool
Lehman
way.
is so
Like
good though.
has those like goofy 80s drums and stuff and
Yeah,
synth
for
drums
sure.
and a lot of 80s trappings in the production, but I love that kind of stuff.
As do I. I mean, I grew up in it, so and the vocals and the guitar playing is fucking amazing on that
Yeah.
album. It's a
There's
trip.
there's some pretty metal stuff on there if you think about it, man. There's some pretty metal guitar work and a few
Totally.
headbangable moments
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
Trevor Lehman is a really underrated guitarist. One of the best.
Yeah, he brought so much to that record, and like, I mean, largely that's his record. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
research it and stuff, but
yeah,
so awesome. And our guitar player Brandon, the more recent addition to the band,
yeah.
he's way into prog and way into.
Is he?
He's shown me lots of really cool stuff, and he's only like 27, but doesn't like the same stuff the average 27-year-old metalhead does. He's
That's
like
cool.
an old soul. He's a rocker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'd have a lot to talk about with him. That's very cool. Do you feel like his influences have brought a lot to your sound in the last couple
Yeah,
albums?
he helped us like I consider our sound like a melting pot of a lot of different things that we like. There's thrash, there's black metal, there's Swedish melodic
A lot of
metal, of
Swedish
course.
melodic. I
Yeah, a
hear a lot
lot.
of Apathies.
Yeah, of course. They're definitely our biggest influence,
Yeah, yeah.
Carcass might be second, but
Sure, I
At the
can see
Gates is
that. Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
glaringly our biggest
yeah.
influence.
Not that
But
it's a bad thing.
no, I don't think so.
I think you guys take it to a new level. So
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely that was kind of our goal. Like when we were getting together at first, you had Soilwork and In Flames and a few other bands, Dark
that's
Tranquility
exactly who I
at
was
the
thinking of.
time.
Yeah,
They kind of were like going to a more commercial path, you know what I mean? Where we wanted to be like, no, let's put the aggro back
the
into
heavy into it. Yeah, for sure.
But man, where was I even going with this? Oh, Brandon's influences. Yeah.
Right.
So you can hear it on the last two records. His like rock influence is kind of creeping in on certain songs, and he has us doing stuff in songwriting that we've never done before that is more rock based. Like doing some closing of the hi hat and just like rocking out like the big
Yeah,
bass.
yeah.
Like the third song on Verminous, for example.
Totally.
That's like stuff we've never done before. Like he plays with so much balls that like we can do something that's inherently simple sounding, but it can still have lots of attitude and be tough.
Yeah, more like groove and breakdown and like
Right, yeah,
space and all that kind of
right.
shit.
Verminous is definitely our most progressive record that we've done and the most groove oriented, where a lot of our stuff is kind of stiff. So it's very cool to rock out a bit. And that gave our drummer Alan a lot of freedom too. He's a very progressive player. And I feel like he's only using a very narrow section of his chops with us
Right.
because he's such a like artful and creative and just amazing drummer. So like he's always bringing in new stuff and like being able to groove is like his favorite shit. So he's very happy
Well,
to like let loose.
maybe you guys can put out like a one song prod EP, like a
I've thought
20
about
minute
that.
song
We
or
have
something.
talked about a long song EP before. I think that'd be really fun,
I think
and
that'd be really cool.
it would. We could like go through a bunch of different styles and kind of like play around, and
I say
be
do it.
very cool.
I think that'd be awesome. If you told us to see what you guys come up with in that kind of context.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be like freeing to, just be like, hey, you can do whatever you want and, you know, go nuts.
Totally, man. So, like, are you into horror movies a lot?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Are you into horror movies?
Horror movies, of course.
Yeah,
Horror movies are definitely at the heart of what I write for the band a lot.
I was kind of thinking that.
Definitely. I'm a big fan of 80s and 70s, like the old horror movies.
Yeah, me too.
Uh, Classic kind of American slashers. You have your Jason and your Halloweens and all that stuff. I love that.
Yep,
But I love the Italian movies. Your
the
Fulcis and
giallo stuff, too.
yeah, yeah, very cool.
I love the giallo a lot,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
and
one.
of course all of Argento's stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I like all the old school practical effects and stuff, and
Yeah, me too.
like I kind of
Oh, the door just opened
yeah, I saw
like
that.
a
See,
ghost.
yeah, yeah. It's just the wind blowing through.
No, it's the horror movie talk.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's got yeah, we're gonna get our eyes gouged out, in true Italian gore movie style.
yeah, you should, that'd be funny. Yeah, right now. Ah! All of a
Squeak.
sudden. Yeah, I could tell that horror had a big influence on your lyrics. Like, when you write lyrics, how do you, like, look for inspiration? And,
I mean, a lot of it comes from horror, like we said, but a lot
yeah,
of it also comes from what's happened in the past in metal. I look to like
sure.
I like the cliches in death metal. I like zombie songs. I like
Yeah,
vampires. I like werewolves. So like I have no
as
shame
do I.
about kind of like staying in that classic lane, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and I try to put my own spin on things, a bit of a poetic spin. And
I also noticed, like, a Lovecraft influence.
sure, that Lovecraft for sure in the language, and also like Shakespeare was kind of an accidental influence. Like when I was reading Shakespeare in school, I was like, I hate this. But now I realize that I loved it and
Yeah, I love
understood it,
Shakespeare.
and it
Yeah,
kind of like applies to how I write with Black Dahlia.
that's
And
cool, man.
Cradle of Filth was another big influence. The way he writes prose, kind of,
Yeah, for sure.
and very like nursery rhymey with his lyrics, and like very
Yeah, very, like,
playful.
structured. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like structured and very playful and kind of yeah, nursery rhymey a bit in a way, and I like that a lot. Definitely had an influence on me.
I
Uh,
enjoy Trevor and Bill. They're very, like, over the top and silly, but I still like them. And they've
yeah, yeah,
actually
great.
stayed pretty consistent
Yeah,
over
for
the
sure. They've made
years.
a ton of records just like us, dude.
Yeah,
They've
yeah,
cranked them out over the years, and yeah, man, they were a massive influence musically early on for us too. We used to worship Cruelty and the Beast, especially was
yeah, I
one.
could see that.
Yeah, we loved that, and you had Dimmu coming out, breaking out with Puritanical around that time, and
And
that was exciting. That
Puritanical
was
is amazing.
yeah, this is one of those perfect records, and
Yeah, I mean, the vocals on that album, I don't know, something about the way they sing reminds
oh
me
yeah,
of,
like
like,
the
um,
it's cool, very
it
cool.
reminds me of, like, Pink Floyd,
Uh-huh.
almost.
There's like a lot of, epic vocal production that Shagrath does, like lots of clever layers and, different textures and stuff. And yeah, I definitely look to him for some influence. He's very, very talented guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they did some amazing shit. Like,
Also, if you're hearing me out here, guys, I'd love a tour, Dimmu or Cradle. I'm looking at you.
ah, man, that would be an awesome tour, guys.
Yeah,
I
that's the
see that.
kind of thing that we're praying for these days, like In Flames or Lamb of God or Kill Switch, any of the bigger bands that are sick, we want to be support for them,
Oh
go
no,
out
yeah,
and
I think
try to
that'd be
reach some
perfect.
fans. We still think that way. There's still territory to be conquered. There's still fans to be made, and
I think that's a good way to look at it because
yeah,
they're always trying to find new people and
yeah, you got
put
it's
new people on.
success in metal and in music is like it's not a one-time achievement. It's like you have to keep working and working and working, and it never stops really. Like the ball of the big snowball's been rolling for 20 years now, and it's been amazing. We've had a very good run and a lot of luck and a lot of success. So I mean, I'm thrilled with what I've done with the band, and um, it's exceeded my personal expectations and dreams like a million times over.
I
So
can only imagine, man. I mean, it must be amazing to be in it, and it's been amazing just to me to like watch the way that metal has just diversified so much in so
oh
many
yeah,
ways in the
that's one
last.
of the best parts about it. I think is that it's always going in 3,000 different directions. You know what I mean? And
Especially like in the last 10 years. It's
for
kind of
sure.
amazing how many places it's gone.
Hmm.
And there are like so many different types of bands that are doing such interesting shit. Like there's a band like Tribulation. It's
Right.
like,
They blew the doors off of everything. There's a lot of bands kind of influenced by them now because
yeah,
they're so
that's more like the old
fresh.
school style, but new and like a band like Ultimately, like
Hmm.
there's all kinds of fucking awesome metal out there, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like I feel like sometimes I have a grip on how much there is out there,
Right,
and then
I know.
sometimes like it just blows my mind too,
There's
where
so much, I
I
know.
feel like every person I meet outside of my house should be in a metal band just based on metal archives, but
I
like
know,
it just
exactly.
doesn't play out like that.
What have been some of your like favorite albums in the last few years?
Man, what have I been playing the last few
I
years?
know for me, like the last Amorphous album was really big. Uh, yeah, I don't know, a whole bunch of
I'm
shit.
still playing the last Carcass full length a lot,
Oh yeah,
Surgical Steel. Like
that's
that really stuck with me, and I feel like it's rare for a band to have a comeback record that is exactly on par with the old stuff, or better, or like evolving
I
still.
really liked what they've been doing and what Death Angel has been doing,
Yeah, the new
and
Death Angel stuff's great for sure.
and Testament too.
Yep, Testament still got it, man. And Chuck sounds fucking better than ever, dude.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing, man. It's so cool.
an institution right there, man.
It's
Awesome.
crazy to hear these old guys like beating themselves almost at their own game.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's impressive for sure. Let me think. What have I been into? Um,
There you go. It's hard to keep track.
yeah, there's so much. I've been playing this Spirit Possession album.
Okay.
It's a self-titled record. They're from California, but it's a black metal with a bit of a thrashy tip to it, something like Niflheim or a little bit of that black thrash taste to it.
Cool.
Very
I'd probably like that.
energetic and makes you want to put your spiked glove on and stuff.
Exactly. Put it into a Vicodin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know the one thing that has really made listening to metal a whole new thing for me has been uh, I just got a subwoofer
Oh, nice.
and it fucking changes it so much.
Oh yeah, now you got those kicks really
Dude,
rumbling in you,
oh
right?
yeah,
Really
dude. It
feeling
like
them.
the kick I have it under my bed, dude.
Oh, that's so tight. That's
So the
very
kick
very
drum
sick
goes
moves
straight
right
to my
there.
bed. It's the
Excellent.
only way to listen to metal, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
It
Got to
makes
put
it
on a Gateways from Annihilation or something that has like
yeah,
infinite kick drums.
or like Sono or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Good
Like,
stuff, man.
like fucking, yeah, high on fire or something. Fuck yeah. So, what have you guys been up to during the whole pandemic?
Well, we dropped the record right at the beginning of the pandemic,
Yeah, during
and
COVID,
then
huh?
then we couldn't go on tour or anything, but
I know,
it
that sucks.
yeah, it turns out that it was pretty good timing though, at least as far as the pandemic went. Like
Also,
it was before like the riots broke out
right?
and like everything got really tense politically.
Sure.
Um and there wasn't like a million streams yet or a million albums coming down the pipe. Like it was kind of like wide open to drop a record, at the time it
Yeah, I
was.
can see that.
So in a way it was cool because all these different media outlets were stuck at home with nothing to do but interview me. You know what I mean? So we got like I felt like an extra push of press
Yeah,
just by
that makes sense.
coincidence,
Sure.
just by like happenstance. So it was cool, and but it has been really weird to not be on tour playing the new album
Yeah, I bet.
that's a year old now. The album's a year old, and we've tried to be as omnipresent on the internet as possible. So I'm, doing as many podcasts as I can.
Well,
And
I saw the Christmas trend,
oh, that was cool too.
the
That
line
was
cast. That was awesome, man.
yeah, that was the last time I saw the guys, man. Thanks. I'm glad you saw that. Glad you checked it out. But that was really fun. That was the last time we played together. I really miss just hanging around the guys and laughing, and I miss playing music and making people happy with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, playing wine, you must miss a lot.
It's been nice though to like have some time off because Black Dahlia Murder never ever stops. And
Right,
we have like this kind of pact, me and Brian, the original members, to
right.
like never relent. So we're always doing something and always either in the studio or on tour. And we were never going to stop for this break. So the whole world had to stop for us to stop. That's what it took
Exactly.
pretty
Yeah.
much. So, but
Have you been writing new stuff? Or
not that I know of. I mean, it always starts with
you
either
probably
one.
have to get together to do that.
No, not really anymore, man.
Oh,
Technology is a weird thing, dude. It's definitely changed the way we write, and it's always either guitar player now. They both contribute songs to the albums, and
okay.
they'll come with a demo that has a pretty professional sound, honestly, out of the gate. Has programmed drums. Um, the drums end up getting rewritten by Alan with more like
Yeah, I'm sure.
he dresses it up and puts his like groove into it, and
And then
um
you use that to write the lyrics, I assume.
yeah, once the demo gets to Alan and Alan has retooled the drums, then I get real serious about the lyrics. And yeah, I try to attack the song like the first few times I listen to it because there's always this level of excitement for me personally, like hearing a new song from the guys and hearing a new riff and hearing a new idea and seeing like where they're at in their headspace, and they're always growing as a creative force. And like every album that we come back, I feel like we've learned a lot from like that last cycle,
Sure.
and all the bands we've played with, all the stuff we've listened to together or separate, just
Yeah,
tons of different.
it all makes an impact.
Right, for sure. So it's exciting for me to write, even, 9 albums deep. I feel like we have more creative juice than ever, like I feel like we have the technical ability now to really flesh out some really good diverse songs with like lots of dynamics, and that's
Totally.
been kind of our focus over the last while, is to not, we're still brutal at times, still fast, it's still death metal, but there are times where we want more dynamics and more
I think that's
gripping.
what's great about it is that it's always very heavy, but it's always very interesting too. And
Thanks, man. That's been the goal, kind of like to make more.
I think you're pulling it off.
Yeah,
Like,
thanks, man.
and
Thank
I
you.
also think it's really amazing that you guys have gotten like into the top 200 albums. Like,
Yeah, that was cool, man.
as a death metal band, that's amazing.
Right, right. And like charting isn't like super important to me personally, but it is a huge compliment, and it is indicative of just how big the band is. You know what
It
I mean?
says
Like if it's big enough to show up out of the underground like that and like be
it
on the
says
charts.
that there's something universal going on in your music, I think.
I think so too, and I didn't see that initially in the early years. I didn't see the potential for how much crossover
Well,
we've
that's what's
been
kind
able
of
to have.
amazing about it, because
Yeah,
you don't think
like
of death metal as universal. You think of it as a very niche thing,
hmm it's
but
just that
not
that
anymore,
melodic
I
edge,
guess.
and it's the melodic edge. Like I I'm the singer of the band, but I'm just screaming.
Right,
The
right.
guitars are doing the singing in our
Sure, I
band.
can see that. The guitars and the drums even, kind of.
Yeah, Alan is a real pleasure to play with. He's been the perfect drummer for this band, and I love him like my little brother. What can I
Oh, that's
say?
awesome that you guys are such good buddies, and
That's really been a big part. Even though we've had a lot of members come and go, a lot of it has just been people not wanting to live like they're camping all the time, which is a lot
right,
like what a tour is like. A lot of
right,
camping.
sure, sure.
It's not entirely glamorous. There's a lot of waiting around, a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And that's
It takes a certain amount of patience
for
and
sure, for
discipline.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I understand why the people that have left the band did so
Sure.
now that I'm older, and um, yeah, I'm just really excited about where we are. We have a great lineup. We have a lot of, like I said, creative juice left.
Yeah.
And,
Can't wait to
creative.
see what you guys do next.
Thanks, man. For all I know, Brandon could secretly be writing at home.
Right, right.
That seems like something he would do. He's very tight-lipped, and so maybe I'll check in and see what he's up to. But
Yeah, let me know, man. Well, I do have to say that one thing I really thought was cool about the live stream was you guys playing in the church.
oh yeah, we got very lucky to land
How
that
did
place.
that happen?
That was last second, honestly.
Wow.
We had the other three locations already scoped out, and we were like, we put something out on social media, like, dear Michigan, if you live in this area, please, if you have somewhere we can play, a gazebo, a back porch, I don't know, just anything, hit
Just
us
let
up.
us know. Yeah.
And somebody was like, hey, I think I can get you into this old church that I used to be the caretaker at.
Wow.
And we're like, whoa. And it turns out it was the first Polish church in Detroit ever. And it was
Yeah, it
so
looked really
old.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so old that like it preceded written word, like
What?
as being the storyteller. Like it
Holy
has like
shit.
pictures of what happened on the walls and
That
stuff.
is
It's like,
insane.
yeah, it's very cool. And the guy that let us in, his name was Paul Talenda, and it turned out he was a friend of our old sound guy. So it was kind of like a friend of a friend of a friend hooked it up. And
That is
yeah,
so cool.
they don't use the church for like religious stuff anymore. It's
Oh, really?
just a historical site, you
Huh.
know.
Okay.
Like where people do come there to pray because obviously it's
Awesome
very
place.
cool, very awesome place, very religious place,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
they themselves aren't like putting on sermons or anything like that there,
That's
like
interesting, huh?
so like they were really excited to have us there. It was not something I would have predicted,
Right?
they were
Yeah, because I thought, like, not only that it was awesome that a death metal band was playing there, but it also had awesome acoustics. So,
yeah, we got that was actually the hardest location. I mean, obviously
because
to
of the
record in.
because of
Yeah,
the
this
echo.
right, the open room and but our sound guy Marshall is a wizard, man, and he I really loved what he did with that
I thought
whole
it sounded really cool, actually.
yeah, the stream was
It
really
had a unique sound to it.
cool. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was like just such a cool thing to see. like Black Dahlia playing in this awesome church. It was obviously so old and it was just fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's our hope to put out like a DVD or a Blu-ray or a download or something of that again for the public. We're just
Yeah,
kind of like working out the logistics and the legalities of it, and
uh,
as soon as we do, we hope to like make a big stink of it and get it back out again to the people, because I'm proud of it. I liked how it came out. I thought it sounded really good, looked really good.
yeah, I thought so. So, do you guys have any like tours or festivals that like might be happening, or you know?
Yeah, okay, here's where we're at with that. So we have plans to be in Europe at the end of the summer, like August,
Okay,
for some outdoor festivals, but it seems that some of the festivals are starting to close,
right,
and which might start like a domino effect that will end with us not coming, unfortunately. But
right.
so it's looking a little grim on that tip. But there's a tour for the fall across the U.S. It'll be our headliner for Verminous, and the bill is awesome. I'm really excited. I can't tell anybody yet, or I'll get killed.
And you can't
But
tell me? Okay.
no, man, it's too early. It's secret info. Nobody can know
Okay,
yet,
fair
but
enough.
you will in time.
Awesome.
And that'll be around the states in the fall. It's going to be really big. Really excited for that. And
Awesome.
beyond that, we're talking
Hopefully I
about
can make it out for that.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool, man. Well, right on, Trevor. I don't know what else to say, but you're fucking awesome, and I had a good
So are
time
you.
talking to you, man.
Yeah, I had a great time, Jesse. Thanks a lot for having me, and thanks, Cheney, for facilitating this. Very cool.
Katie is my badass producer, man. She
Hell yeah,
kicks
man.
ass.
Yeah, she's a kick-ass lady.
Yes, she is. Well, right on, Tim. Have a good afternoon, man.
Right on, you guys too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Rock on, metal.